Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sanjeevam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Cha Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Guru Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Bhagavati Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Namine Shri Krishna Lekatane Sudaksham Uddarya Madhurya Gunaishcha Yuktam Viramviranyam Purushan Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shisan Mami. Just remember, you know how to do the Instagram too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Keshava Prishtaya Bhutare Shishiman Bhakti Vedanta Vamaniti Namine Gaura Baba Mayodaya Varadasa Babaka Bhakti Vedanta Vamano Rag Bhakti Pravataka. Only app I've seen a few times where then the go live isn't clicked on Instagram too. Guru Dhammicha Sevasu Vaishnavikko Vaishnave Sarvadhamati Grante Bhagavate Sakshakko Samiverante Rati. The best way to know also, because the feeds, I know I shouldn't be saying this in the middle of it, but the feed is to look at OBS, because OBS is the most accurate of what's happening. Sometimes like Facebook gets frozen, Instagram gets frozen, but it's actually working.
I was just thinking
No, I'm talking to Sunuki.
we can see the chat. That's just what I was thinking.
Oh, okay, cool.
We can read it here
Good call.
later on.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamaniti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Prishtajate Shatarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Charya Simha Rupine Trishiman Bhakti Pragyana Keshaviti Namine Atimacha Charitraya Swashitanam Chapaline Jivaduke Sadartaya Shinam Premadayine Gaurashaya Vigrahaya Krishna Kamaikacharine Rupanuga Privaraya Vinodeti Swarupine Prabhupadantanangaya Sarva Sargunashayine Mayavada Tamoginaya Vedantartavade Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Vaishnavanavi Devi Dvaitaya Kripabde Krishna Sambandha Vigyana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurjvale Premaja Shri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Dinatane Rupanuga Buddha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambhude Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Virayate Purvibhavahumestvam nirchesta sajjana priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jaganatayate Namaha Vanchakalpa Tirviyascha Kripa Sindhubhyayevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahaviranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaudrishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapte Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Mandamater Gati Matsarvasva Parambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Brindaranya Kapodrumadha Shimarat Nagara Simhasanashto Shima Radha Shiragovinda Devo Krishnanibi Sevimano Smarami Srimad Rasarasarambi Vamshivatatatashtitaha Harshan Venu Swaner Gopir Gopinata Shriyestuna Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaye Priyaye Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Satya Bhakti Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Kavuna Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Of this table.
Page 28.
I mean, get rid of that one. But first, bring that right together and put it here. I want to see how far it extends. If it
And
extends,
in the morning, we do all the bhajans together.
if it extends far enough from that, then we can get rid of this table.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevana Pakati Sadma Vandamu Isavadana Mate Jahara Prasade Bhai He Baba Kauriya Jai Krishna Prapti Ho Jaha Hoite Guru Padma Vakya Chitete Kauriya Akya Arna Kori Homani Asha Shri Guru Charanye Rate Kese Utamba Vyate Ye Prasade Pure Sarva Asha
See what I'd like to do?
Chakshudandina te janne janne brahmute Divya hridaya bhaktasita Deva bhakti jahavate andriya vinasya jate Vedagaya jahara charita Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamna Dindana Bandhu Lokana Lokera Kevana Aha Prabhu Jaya Deva Mari Pada Jaya Dua Pada Novena Sharana Deveja Shushu Prabhuvana Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Gurudeva Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. That's the one that we sang at your house. To Guru Devi. Gurus. I was telling him about one time when we went to his apartment, we sang that bhajan to our gurus. Page 23.
Temporarily.
I think that it's not gonna, it's gonna Hi.
So, monthly in the morning, these songs, we sing them all together. You'll learn the melody. They're pretty much the same melody, too. So,
Okay.
pick it up over time. Page 23. And this one, we're praising our Guru Varga. So, our lineage of gurus, one after the other. Krishna Goete Chaturanga Oya Krishna Seva Gupta Brahma Hoite Nara Jermati Narada Hoite Vyasa Madhvaka Vyasa Dasa Purna Pragna Bhamana Bhagavati Nihare Manava Vamshe Aksho Vyaparam Mahamse Shisha Bolyangi Karakore Aksho Vera Shisha Joya Tirtana Viparijaya Dada Dasi Gyana Sindhu Tore Yahoite Doya Nidhi Dada Dasya Vidya Nidhi Rajendra Vira Tahoite Tahara Kintara Jaya Damna Viparijaya Parampara Janapalama Bhavate Jayam Dhamma Daste Gyati Shri Purusha Dhamma Jati Dahite Brahmanya Tita Sori Vyasatirtha Tara Dasa Lakshmi Pati Vyasa Dasa Dahite Madhavendra Puri Madhavendra Puri Bharati 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 Nityananda Shri Abhetta Vinivu Ishvara Puri Kedanya Koriranya Shri Chaitanya Jagadguru Gaura Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya Radha Nahe Anya Rupanubhya Jnana Radhivana Vishnumbara Priyankara Shikarupan Damodara Shikaswami Rupa Sanatana Rupa Priya Mahajana Jiva Raghunatana Janapriya Dami Krishna Dasa Krishna Dasa Priya Vara Nirudama Seva Pada Janapara Vishwannata Asha Vishwannatha Bhakti Sata Baladeva Jagannatha Janapriya Shiva Devinora Mama Bhaga Bhakta Vada Shigoram Kishore Vada Hare Bhajanete Jaram Mora Shiva Shava Navi Vara Sada Sevya Seva Pada Jana Daita Dasanama Prabhupada Antaranga Shri Sarupa Rupananda Shri Keshava Bhakti Pragyana Guriya Vedanta Veda Mayavara Dhamonta Guravani Prachara Chandama Pracharira Gauravani Pokati Vedanta Swami Kwadira Prabhupada Dhamma Desha Priya Mahajana Amasnana Rayasana Guravani Tare Pranandana Esaba Parijana Gurum Geran Dija Jana Tarera Uchiste Mona Dana Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Parampara Guru Parampara. Page 36. In this one, we offer prayers and obeisances to all of the Vaishnavas. Specifically, actually start with like Mahaprabhu's his associates. Actually, we start with residents of Vrindavan, but then we mostly do Lord Chaitanya's associates. Vrindavana Vasi Canto Vaishnavera Dhamana Radhame Bandhana Kuri Sampara Charana Nilachala Vasi Yato Mahaprabhu Yana Punite Podiya Bando Sabara Charana Navadvipa Bhasi Yato Mahaprabhu Bhakta Sabara Charana Bando Koyana Bhakta Mahaprabhu Bhakta Jato Toda Deshe Siti Sabara Charana Bando Gloria Pranati Jai Vaise Kodangera Gana Vardabhav Kori Vandao Sabara Charana Vayajena Bhui Bena Mahaprabhu Bhakta Sabara Charana Bando Dante Dori Gasha Ramanda Puri Shanti Hare Jane Jane Edera Purane Jaya Deva Shune Mahaprabhu Jana Sarasatita Pavana Jai Lovi Mui Papi Mui Shara Bhavana Tori Mui Tato Shakti Dori Namo Kune Doshe Mui Dhamma Patra Tori Tapta Piku Tera Bhagim Mane Rahunasa Shami Mohaname Koti Gedasa Dhamma Vanta Siri Dhamma Vanda Chute Jaga Dendra Lava Hoi Prema Dhamma Rute Ame Ramasana Purna Akira Tehoya Devaki Nandana Nasa Eno Vitoya Vaishnav Thakur Jai Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jai Vaishnav Thakur Page 200. So because a lot of people here are brand new, this is for many of them, like the first times even doing the bhajans and giving them just like a little overview, like one sentence about what we're doing. So this is now Sharanagati, prayer of surrender, which is the Lactus Holy Devotees. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedaya Puri Samarshad Sriya Dhamma Sahakavatori Adyanta Dunava Prema Korivaridana Shikaye Sharanagati Akatera Prana Ganya Atmani Vedana Bhakti Devana Avasharakshmi Krishna Vishvasapana Bhaktiyan Pura Matra Jaya Svikara Bhakti Pratikunda Bhava Vajanangikara Sharanga Sharana Oi Bejana Hara Ahara Pratana Shune Shinanda Kumara Vasandatana Pare Tate Kauri Gauri Vakati Vinoda Pade Pada Nuri Kandiya Kandiya Bore Abhikavana Shekaye Sharana Kati Gaurahe Dutama Jaya Vakashada Jaya Guna Hari Vakashada Jaya Guna Hari. And that's Swa Parshada. It's the first two words of the second line of the song, meaning his associates. Page 86. 86. Goranga Bondite Habe Pumlaka Sharira Hari Hari Bondite Na Yane Bhaveni Anata Vinita Chare Karuna Hoibe Samsara Vasana Mura Kave Chave Yishaya Chamiya Kave Shudahave Mahana Kavira Hare Ramo Shri Vrindavana Paragunata Pare Vaive Akuti Kave Hama Punja Bose Yudana Pedi Paragunata Pare Pramorasha Pratana Karu Yesada Narutamasa Jaya Nitai Jaya Bhor Jaya Nitai Jaya Bhor. And now we do these verses that Radha sent, that Radhika composed for us. They're what's sung in the, what's that?
What about Keshava?
Now we do Keshavastakam. She compiled them. They were composed by Vyas. Okay, and there's the chartings. I'm going to forward them to Mandali and Ananda Moira now. And then additionally, we're going to do Keshavastakam. Do you know the melody for Keshavastakam? And Juktapad's going to sing Keshavastakam. It's in the purple book. Purple looks like. Over.
Is there one?
Sandra?
So by Jay Richard, they do this one. Oh, we're done. This is Choras.
Not trust.
Srimati, there's 3 in the top left corner.
Oh, sorry. Forgot about these.
Third place there. Can you pass one more?
323.
323.
Anybody who has their beads on the shelf, rather put them on the table because people sit on the couch. Or they're
Vijayanam Vaje Ipinadeshikam Keshavam.
323.
Nava Priya Kamastarin Rachita Kana Purashiyam Vinindratara Magati Kavita Shekare Nochalam Karocha Visaitika Ratita Magavaika Shakam Vraje Vijayam Vraje Vipina Deshata Keshavam Visangi Manikastani Pranata Shringi Pendeshane Vridangam Idumale Savariham Sivam Sipriye Iti Sasrabi Kulam Taralama Vayantam Mudaha Vraje Vijayanam Vate Vipina Deshata Keshavam Anapanaya Meduram Madhura Narmagosti Kala Vivasanayam Vila Vivida Vesha Vijatina Sakina Kiva Saraya Patishuha Sayantam Gira Vaje Vijayanam Vaje Vipina Deshata Keshavam Shabham Panika Vali Dharavila Digandhataram Samuda Gita Tuvi Vikita Charupantukaram Udaschara Vimandali Jyotividam Vivakrakam Praje Vijayam Vaje Vipina Deshata Keshavam Vivadana Vatanaka Vali Vilokanatantaya Natatura Pushkale Alugabir Bhuvam Vindatim Kalina Davagarakam Laguni Vatayantam Pura Praje Vijayanam Vaje Vipinga Deshata Keshavam Padam Katati Devi Viram Virachayantam Radashayam Chalatana Chiki Nichaya Duridam Vasajam Arula Virachachkali Pitadukula Chudashkala Vijayam Bhate Vipina Deshata Keshavam Vivasa Murari Kala Vani Virula Sanmanasa Shanarati Balavi Purakayantamanta Grihe Murvidaratam Riti Pramuditam Chakosteshwari Vrate Vijayam Vade Vipingade Satateshavam Upretya Pati Sundari Tate Virabhyavyachata Smitan Kurakaram Vite Natarapam Gapam Visatani Stanastavaksharatan Nayanachara Sikshakshalam Vade Vijayanam Vade Vipinale Shata Keshavam Idam Malavi Kudamahotsavalasanam Kamena Kivaya Bhumam Patati Sustupadyastakam Samudvavadiyam Sada Nijapadaravinda Tvaye Ratindarajagadam Sukayata Vishata Satam Adevi Jainam Adevi Tingade Shata Deshavam Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna. I worship Keshav, who returns from the forest of Braj with his ears beautified with earrings, made of fresh kadamba buds, whose crown is brightened by blooming malati flowers, and around whose neck a wreath of slightly blooming utica flowers is wound. I worship Keshav, who returns from the forest of Braj, joyfully wandering amongst his Surabi cows, calling them by name, Pisangi, Manikanstani, Pranatashringi, Pingikshane, Mridangamukhi, Dumale, Sabali, Hamsi, Vamshi Priye. I worship Keshav, who returns from the forest of Braj. He is softened by deep love, enjoys sweet joking conversations, and he is the abode of all playful enjoyments. He shines in many different dresses and laughs at the best jokes that his friends make along the way. I worship Keshav, who returns from the forest of Braj. The leaves that were painted on his cheeks with mountain minerals are slightly washed away by the drops of perspiration, and his curly locks defeat the luster of a cluster of bees. I worship Keshav, who returns from the forest of Braj. The cows that eagerly look at their bound up calves deeply carve the soil with their dancing hoofs, and he withholds them with the soft playing of his flute. I worship Keshav, who returns from the forest of Braj, beautifying the roads with his footprints, whose garland is made gray by the dust thrown up by his herd of restless cows, and whose cloth, scarf, and crown are moving along with the waves of the blowing wind. I worship Keshav, who returns from the forest of Braj, where he gladdened the minds of all the cowherd girls at once, with the playful and artful tunes of his Murali flute, which causes them to verbulate of ecstasy within their inner quarters, and who constantly gives joy to the heart of the queen of Braj, Yashodamaya. I worship Keshav, who returns from the forest of Braj, being worshipped by hundreds of dancing, playful glances and beautiful smiles of the beautiful girls on the road, in the corners of whose bee-like eyes move restlessly around their bud-like breasts. To anyone who nicely recites these 8 prayers that are a festival of bliss for all the cowherd girls, the friends of Vishaka, Sri Krishna will give firmly fixed attraction to his lotus feet. Such a pure-minded soul will attain all happiness. Jai Keshavastakam ki Jai Sri Rupa Goswami Pada ki Jai. Is there such thing as Radha Keshav?
In a person?
No, like chanting Radha Keshava Radha. I've never heard.
Never heard.
Now what?
Sleepies.
No more bhajans.
I don't know, I think Nikita's been doing that. We do all the budgets of Radha Krishna, and then we do these stutis, which are all, we sing though, and they're all like Radha Krishna story.
I'm just coming in, so I don't want to just like to sing the whole song.
You didn't do this.
To go down the way. And Keshavastakam.
These are more like verses.
I don't know, it's up to you guys, but
This is what Radhika is.
it would like just Radhika Chandana or Radhanavenu and or Krishna Bhajan and Radhika Chandana.
But that is.
So it would be similar God.
Yeah, it does start.
Then we can do this instead. Oh,
We have it.
yes.
I don't have it. We should.
Sounds.
Yeah, it's in the all the groups. My bag, if you like, my bag is the green bag over the side bench. You can open it up for her.
So, what you're doing is instead of singing one song. And there's standards for the one vocal. That can stop it.
Do we hear to hear?
Okay,
What time is the class have to start?
8:45.
Or we could just do the Radha ones.
Okay, cool.
Give her.
And then you can put the other. We'll taste it.
What do I give? Yeah. That's why I don't want to.
Yes, we have those.
Is that,
These are
this might be
very
better for her. These are much better for your eyes.
These are all very standard. Classic Radha verses.
Yet in Karisha Bahusha Kalokakuvani Nityam Parasya Purushasya Shikandamole Tasya Kadara Sanidhe Vrishabhanu Jayas Tate Nikunja Bhavana Ganamari Janisham Yo Brahma Shukanara Bhishma Mukya Alakshito Nahasa Purus Shasyatasya Saryo Vashikarana Chornamananta Shaktim Tam Radhika Charanurenu Manusmarami Yasya Kadapi Vasanam Chalake Dhanota Danyati Danya Pavane Nakratartamani Yogindra Durga Magati Madhusudanopi Tasya Namostu Vrishabhanu Bhuvo Disheti Adam Jayostava Vina Bharadasya Meva Nanyat Kadapi Samahe Kila Deviyache Sakya Yate Mamanutostu Namostu Nityam Dasya Yate Mamarasostu Rasostu Satyam Ha Devi Kakumbara Gargada Yavacha Yache Nipatya Bhuvidanda Varumbatarti Asya Prasaramabudhasya Janasya Kritva Gandharike Nijagane Ganamam Videhi Anaradyaraparambujorenam
Anargadha param bhojanena anashita vrinda taditadparam
Samvasyatana Chitan Kutashama Sindhasaya Pajami Radham Madhavinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhura Smitasyam Vardami Radham Karunabharagyam Tatam Manyastigatir Nagati. What's this one?
It's actually, I don't know.
Oh, what's, it's Mahabhava Swarupa Tvam Krishna Priya Variyasi Prema Bhakti Prade Devi Radhike Kam Namamyaham Radhe Vrindavanadi Karuna Mrita Vahini Kripaya Nitya Pada Pamjandasmadam Chakratyate Mande Nanda Vrajashtinam Padarenum Abhikshansa Kitam Punati Bhuvanatayam Tavai Vasmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vignaya Devi Tvam Nayamam Charanantikam Ke. Again. I'll be quick and slow. The eternal, supreme personality of Godhead, who wears a peacock feather in his hair, falls at the feet of her maidservants and propitiates them with many humble, restricted words to be allowed to enter her kunj. Oh, how successful a life would be if I could become even one stick in the broom used by the Sakis to sweep that kunj where an endless ocean of rus, in the form of the daughter of Vishwamanu Maharaj, engages in delightful amorous play. I constantly remember the foot dust of Srimati Radhika, whose unlimited power instantly subdues even the Supreme Person, Sri Krishna, who could not even be seen by the greatest devotees, like Narad, Brahma, and Shiva. Obeisances to the direction of Sri Vishwamanu's daughter. When the slightest playful breeze which has touched the tip of Srimati's garment touches Lord Madhusudan, he is greatly blessed. He thinks, oh, my life has returned. O most beautifully resplendent goddess, I shall never ask you for anything other than the service of your lotus feet as your maidservant. Again and again, from a distance, I offer my obeisances to the desire to become your Saki, companion on an equal level. Again and again, I desire to relish the sweet nectar of your service as a Dasi. O Devi Gandharvike, in utter desperation, I have thrown myself on the ground like a stick, and with a choked voice, humbly implore you to please be merciful to this fool, and count me as one of your own. Without worshipping the pollen of Sri Radha's lotus feet, without taking shelter of Vrindavan, which bears her footprints, and without respectfully greeting the great souls whose hearts are filled with deep love for her, how will one be able to plunge into the nectar ocean of love for Lord Krishna? I worship Radha, who has lotus eyes. I remember Radha, who has a sweet smile, and I speak of Radha, who has melted with compassion. There is nothing else for me. She is my life and soul. O Srimati Radharani, you are the exalted form of Mahabhav. Therefore you are the most dear to Krishna. O goddess, you alone are able to bestow pure love to the Supreme Lord. Therefore I offer my humble obeisances unto you. O Radhe, Queen of Vrindavan, vessel of nectarian mercy, please bestow on me the service of your lotus feet. I repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the women of Nanda Maharaja's cowherd village. When these gopis loudly chanted the glories of Sri Krishna, the vibration purifies the three worlds. I am yours, I am yours. I cannot live without you. O Queen, Radhe, please understand this and bring me to your feet. Mantra.
These are all favorite for Radha Dasi.
Hare Shri Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Jaya Sachinandana Gaurari Sachinandana Gaurari Jaya Sachinandana Hari Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitantora Hari Bo
Can you give out the thing? This could I read this?
Where is everybody? I may ask.
That's what I ask every day.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
to your
welcome
talk.
back.
Like this here.
That's my question.
Morning program should be strong.
That's right. That's what I say every day. That's what the Saki says every
Some
day.
often if you don't come, you can't can't even take prasad.
That's what we want to do, but we were afraid that they would just go and buy crackers with garlic on it.
We laugh, but it's
It's
actually sad.
Yes.
Morning should be very strong.
Should the Mangalarti should be at 5 o'clock.
5, I agree.
4:30 is a Prabhupada's temple, so
Where are the
you know
prayers?
at least by 5.
What time is it in with Sanatan?
4:30. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 is better than 5:30.
5:30 is
And then morning
Too much.
program we can start earlier. Then everyone's here. Otherwise the day is already gone. I think.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Like the morning program, if it starts earlier.
Yeah, then there's more time
More
for
time for
japa,
bhajans.
more time for everything. All right, yes. What do you think, President?
Need to absorb in the bhajans.
What do you think?
I think it's gonna be the same thing.
5 o'clock?
No, I think we're gonna have the same problem.
What?
I think we're gonna have the same problem. I think. Let's talk about it after.
Okay. I'm very happy to not give prasadam that day. But that's what Harida said, I'll just go out and buy silly things. The only thing that we found that actually worked is taking phones away.
Like morning class is so important. Everyone has to listen to this.
Yes, we say that every day. So I'm happy to start the no prasadam. Are you happy to start the no prasadam, Vasanti? Okay. What's the cutoff point where they get no prasadam? Is it the beginning of bhajans? Is it the middle of bhajans? Is it the end of bhajans? Is it the beginning of class?
We'll discuss it later, not while we're on the live stream.
Okay. Well, at least they'll be embarrassed now because they're middle of bhajans. Delinquency. Okay. You will have the prayers. Agyanam timirandasya Jnananjana salakaya Chaksuranmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tudavai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadavaktaya Namo Namah Yam Pravajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Viraka Taruajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taruvo Benedus Tam Sarvabhutardayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Aparadavakshay Chittascha Kamari Tarangamadye Kripamayi Tvam Sharanam Prapadyam Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavoivasmi Najivamitam Vina Iti Vidyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Shanti. Kripayati Yadi Radha Padita Sheshabhata Kimaparavishishtam Pushti Maryada Yorme Yadi Vadati Chakinshit Sneha Soditasri Vijavaramani Pantya Mukti Shaktya Tadakyam Shama Sundar Shikanda Shekhar Smera Samuravi Manohar Radhika Rasikamam Kripanidhe Swapriya Charana Kinkari Prananatha Vrishabhanandini Sri Mukhabja Samona Satapada Radhika Padatale Kritastiti Tvam Bhajami Rasikendra Shekhar Samvedaya Darshane Chinam Vibho Prataye Brajamahendra Nandana Astu Mohanutavati Bhava Janma Janmani Madheswari Priya. If Sri Radha is merciful to me, then unlimited obstacles to my devotional service will be removed. There will be nothing superior for me to attain, because I will have received the excellence offered by the paths of both Vaidhi and Rag. And if she speaks something while smiling gently, thereby revealing the brilliance of the rows of her beautiful pearl-like teeth, what significance will the oyster of liberation have? O Shama Sundar, O you whose head is adorned with peacock feathers, whose face is graced with laughing smile, whose murly flute enchants the mind, and who are most expert in relishing ras with Srimati Radhika. O ocean of mercy, please make me a kinkari, maidservant, at the feet of your beloved. You are the Lord of the life of the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and you are like a bee, always eager to taste the nectar of her lotus face. O Rasikendra Shekhar, foremost of those who are Rasik, who are situated at the feet of Srimati Radhika, I worship you. O son of the king of Braj, O all-pervading one, O Mohan, who enchants the minds of all, taking a piece of straw in my teeth, I pray that your supremely beloved Sri Radha be my dear worshipful goddess, birth after birth. First I offer my unlimited obeisances and the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotita Sat Shishiman, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotita Sat Shishiman, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To our grandfather Guru, Sri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. To all his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees, and to the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Gurus, Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Pan Maharaj, and Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanta Maharaj. And here we are, just coming out of the hellish planets. Parikit Maharaj is very compassionate. So he's asking his compassionate Gurudev, who? Sri Sukadeva Goswami. So now you've described all the different planetary systems, beginning from Canto 2, and at the end of the 5th canto, you've described the hellish planets. So now what I'd like to know is, how can the living entities be freed from that? First, Sukadeva Goswami replies that according to the degree or severity of the sin, one has to atone
means do some kind of austerity to make up for it, so that he won't get the results of that sinful activity. But then Pariksit Maharaj says something amazing. First, he says, one may know that sinful life is injurious for him, like when the devotees know that it's injurious to not come to the morning program, but they don't come anyway. Because he actually sees that a criminal is punished by the government and rebuked by people. Because he hears from the scriptures and learned scholars that one is thrown into hellish conditions in his next life. Like what?
Plum trees. Oh, worse. Like you can have the Yamaduts threading needles through you.
Length and width, like a cloth. If you what?
If you are so overly miserly with your money, you're just thinking mine, mine, mine.
Nevertheless, in spite of such knowledge, one is forced to commit sins again and again, even after performing the acts of atonement. So first, Sukadeva Goswami was saying atone, make up for it, fast, or whatever. And then Pariksit said that even if you know it, you still do it. So atonement can only take away the reactions of previous sins, but it can't erase the desire for future sins. Then he continues. Sometimes one who's very alert so as to not commit sinful acts is victimized by sinful life again. I therefore consider this process of repeated sinning and atoning to be useless. It is like the bathing of an elephant. For an elephant cleanses himself by taking a full bath in the river, but then as soon as he gets back on the land, he throws dust over his head and body. It's amazing. So then Sukadeva Goswami replied, my dear king, since acts meant to neutralize, impious actions are also fruitive, isn't that amazing? Is still material. They will not release one from the tendency to commit sinful acts. Can you sit, or do your legs hurt? Can you sit properly in front of the deities? Otherwise you can sit on the couch. Thanks. There's a list of 64 limbs of bhakti. So can you sit cross-legged? If not, you can sit on the... No, I don't want you to be in pain. Okay.
In 1968 or 69, during the PD installation
Yeah,
in
90.
Boston. 1969, during the PD installation in Boston. To the
Louder.
Prabhupada. Wait, do the microphone. Heard this one all the time. In 1969, Srila Prabhupada was installing the Radha Govinda, Radha Ballab deities in Boston. And he was going to everybody, like upping everybody's game, sit properly. You've all heard it on the recording at different times. But he was saying, everybody sit properly, you sit right, sit right, sit right. And he came to Pradumna. And he told Pradumna, sit properly. And then he said, oh wait, you just had surgery. You just had hernia surgery. You were suffering. It's okay.
Thank you. He has a good memory.
I heard that one a lot.
Okay. Where are we? So it doesn't get rid of the tendency to do it again. The desire is still there. He will undoubtedly be prone to act impiously. Therefore, real atonement is enlightenment. Like Prabhupada was saying, criminals go to jail, then they come out. It's too hard for them out there, so they do a crime and they go back to jail again. Or they just can't control their senses and they do it again, they go back to jail again. So he was saying that unless their heart is purified, they will do it again and again, so the government is wasting their time. Real atonement is enlightenment, a purified heart, in perfect knowledge. Vedanta. What does Vedanta mean? Veda means knowledge, Anta means the end, the conclusion of Veda, by which one understands the supreme, absolute truth. My dear King, if a diseased person eats a pure, uncontaminated food prescribed by a physician, he is gradually cured, and the infection of disease can no longer touch him. Similarly, if one follows the regulative principles of knowledge, he gradually progresses towards liberation from material contamination. Suffering is caused by what? Ignorance, right? So relief from suffering is caused by transcendental knowledge. Not only knowledge, but transcendental knowledge means realized knowledge. He said that once there was a man who ate too many pakoras one day, soaked in oil, and he died of cholera. That was an example of suffering is caused by ignorance, because he didn't know the hygienic, what to do and what not to do. And here he's saying, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, that if you're sick, but then you eat something that's good for you, that's prescribed by the doctor, then you won't be touched by the contamination and you'll get cured. So, what is the solution? To concentrate the mind, one must observe a life of celibacy. He said that a householder who has sex life only for children is as good as a celibate brahmachari. Life of celibacy, and he won't fall down from that. One must undergo the austerity of voluntarily giving up the dictates of the mind and senses. He needs to give charity, be truthful, clean, and non-violent. Follow the regulative principles and regularly chant the holy name of the Lord. What was that? What must he do?
Be clean.
Be celibate, not fall down. He must undergo austerity of voluntarily giving up sense enjoyment. One must then control his mind and senses, give charity, be truthful. There's a story of that Prabhupada told of one young man who came to be initiated by a guru, and this guru said to him, "What caste are you from?" He had to be a Brahmin. So the boy said, "I don't know. I'll ask my mother." So he went home. You know this? He went home and asked his mother. And his mother said, "Gee, I've been with so many men. I don't know what one you came from." So the boy was so honest that he told that to his hopeful guru. And his guru said, "You're a Brahmin." Because he weren't ashamed to tell the truth. You must be clean and non-violent. Now, What if somebody doesn't hurt anybody? Is that hurt anybody physically? Is that the only qualification you need to be nonviolent?
If you don't tell someone about Krishna, you're being violent.
Very good. That's stated in Prabhupada's purport. And also Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that. If you don't enlighten someone with Krishna consciousness, you're being violent. Follow the regular principles and regularly chant the holy names. Thus, a sober and faithful person who knows the religious principles is temporarily purified of all sins performed with his body, words, and mind. So is it sinful also to have an evil mind and criticize and wish others bad? Or in Kali Yuga, is the mental sins not counted?
No, I guess you said it. Yesterday you said they are counted, and you referenced
10 offenses to the holy name.
offenses.
And I referenced
There was something else.
a devotee asked Gurudev.
I don't remember the full
He asked Gurudev, of course we're not supposed to criticize by words, but sometimes the mind will criticize, even involuntarily. So Gurudev said, I know you do that. Don't. So we can know that Sri Guru, if he's bona fide, can read our minds. Thus is sober, we did that. So these sins are like dried leaves of creepers beneath a bamboo tree, which may be burnt by fire, although their roots remain to grow again at the first opportunity. So even that is not complete. You get that? He gave a whole list of beautiful things.
Oh, but they're still down at the
And
bottom.
he said, yeah, even if it's burned. So let's see what to do then. What can we do beyond that?
Isn't it bhakti? Isn't that given in? Bhakti Tattva Vivek, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks about how one of the qualities of bhakti, I'm thinking of karma though, how it has the ability to root out, destroy even the seeds of karma, which is different. I was thinking
What does?
bhakti. Does he say that it destroys the desire to perform sins?
There's 4 kinds of sins, parabdha,
Okay.
beach, like that. And it destroys all. But it seemed like the previous verse would do that, wouldn't it? Didn't
Well,
it?
no, because it didn't say that the creeper is still there at the bottom. It could regrow. It said it's totally burned.
So what does do it? Let's find out. Only a rare person who has adopted complete, unalloyed devotional service. But the previous verse is part of the process. It is the process. But it's still, it may not be pure. Like there's different, as you said, Bhakti Tattva Vivek is a must for all of us to read. It describes different kinds of bhakti. Chala bhakti means cheating bhakti. Karma pradhani bhakti. It is bhakti that's mostly karma mixed with bhakti. Many different kinds of mixed bhakti. So, what will completely do it? Karmani nirdahati. We quoted this verse yesterday. Kintu cha bhakti bhajan. One who's fully surrendered to Krishna. Krishna destroys all the karma. Otherwise, it's like what? It's like a summary punishment. When we're partly devotees, then we get a summary punishment. Anybody remember any examples?
Your karma your arm was meant to get cut off,
Yes, your
Yeah.
arm was meant to get cut off. Go ahead.
then you just get a paper cut on your thumb.
Yeah, or something like that.
And Vrindavan Vilas is being told like this, how actually for every cow that we've eaten, we're supposed to go to hell the amount of birth of the hairs that are on the cows, Prabhupada said. So for us to like just even receive little suffering in our devotion is like nothing compared to the hells we are supposed to go to for the cows we ate.
By the mercy of our Guru Varga, taking at least some percentage of shelter there. And Prabhupada said, you know Kentucky Fried Chicken? Kentucky Fried Chicken? Who's the guy, Colonel Saunders or something? Prabhupada said, this Colonel Saunders will have to suffer for as many births as there are hairs on all the chickens.
Oh my God.
That's why we have to distribute books and Harinam and Prasadam, pictures.
What if his lineage gets books and becomes a devotee?
His lineage, mean like his descendants?
Yeah,
Yeah, so in the 7th canto, Lord Nrsingadev told Prahlad, or Prabhupada wrote in the purport, that in relation to Nrsingadev and Prahlad's conversation after he killed Hiranyakashipu, that if one is a neophyte, then 7 generations get liberated. If one is a Madhyamadikari, 14 generations get liberated. And if one is an Uttama Adhikari, 21 generations get liberated. But this doesn't mean that they go back to home, back to Godhead. It means they get an opportune birth to be able to continue their devotional service. Only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate the fog by its rays. So many beautiful purports. The path followed by pure devotees who are well behaved and fully endowed with the best qualifications is certainly what? The most auspicious path in the material world. It is free from fear and it is authorized by the Shastras. There are a few verses here and there, maybe some of you remember, where it says that the Santi, the Srimad Bhagavatam verse, one who hears the Srimad Bhagavatam or engages bhakti, beginning from the chanting of the holy name, he's free from lamentation, hunger, and fear.
Yes, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. Yashambai Shuyamanayam Bhaktir Paramapurushe. Bhakti Rupachite Kamsam Shokamoha Payapaha. And there are others as well, like by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And there's another one that was much quoted by Srila Prabhupada. Yashasti Bhaktir Bhagavatya Kinchana Sarvar Gunas Tacha Samasati Sara. One who has unflinching devotion to the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigods. And one who is not an unalloyed devotee, he has no good qualities because he's always riding on the mental plane. My dear King, If this chapter was good enough for my dear king, who is who?
Gopi.
A gopi in Goloka Vrindavan, and the speaker, Sukadeva Goswami, who is Radhika's parrot, and who she would feed sweet rice, milk and rice, and pomegranate seeds on her hand. So he's saying these verses. My dear king is a pot containing liquor, cannot be purified, even if it's washed in the waters of many rivers. Non-devotees cannot be purified by processes of atonement, making up for it, even if they perform them very well. Although not having
Wow, I said wow.
Although not having fully realized Krishna, persons who have even once surrendered completely unto his lotus feet and who have become attracted to his name, fame, form, pastimes, are completely freed from all sinful reactions, for they have thus accepted the true method of atonement. So my understanding is that that would mean you're in an advanced stage, but you're not yet have attained Bhagavat Prapta Deha, your spiritual body. You're not at that level, but you're advancing a lot towards that. Like you're in a Shakti, things like that. For they have thus accepted the true method of atonement. Even in dreams, such surrendered souls do not see Yamaraj or his order carriers, who are equipped with ropes to bind the sinful. Even to see the Yamadutas is ghastly. They all look like quite monsters.
I saw the pictures.
Hmm?
Don't
Is
you
it
show the
here?
pictures?
Yeah. I think I have the picture at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is the abode of Yamaraj. Start from here. This is his abode. Is it in the screen?
Yeah, but it's kind of still hard.
This way? This way?
I just gotta move it closer.
And that way, and this way.
I'll bring.
Okay. And the back of the book shows them in action.
Did you paint that one?
No, my godbrother Parika painted it. I painted the first one. The abode of Yamaraj. Oh, greatly fortunate and opulent Sukadeva Goswami. Now kindly tell me how human beings may be saved from having to enter hellish conditions in which they suffered terrible pains, as you all know about from the last week. Sukadeva Goswami replied, my dear king, and now comes a beautiful pastime of Ajamil. My dear king, if before one's next death, whatever impious acts one has performed in this life with his mind, words, and body are not counteracted through proper atonement, according to the description of the Manu Samhita and other Dharma Shastras, one will certainly enter the hellish planets after death and undergo terrible suffering, as I have previously described. Therefore, before one's next death, that's what Ajamil did. He was so sinful. He married a prostitute. He was a thief. He did everything. But he was saved and he went to Vaikuntha just because he named his son, his youngest son, Narayan. And he was always, Narayan, come here, Narayan, say all that. And he didn't even know what he was chanting. But still that was considered as Nam Abbas. And then the Yamadutas who were pulling him out of his body to send him to hell, they were stopped by the Vishnu Dutas, who said, wait a minute, you can't take him. He doesn't go to the abode of Yamaraj because he chanted the holy names. And why did 4 Vishnu Dutas come? Can anybody guess? No, of course not. Why did 4 Vishnu Dutas come? Why not 1?
To hold the
Or 2 or 3? Huh?
To hold the arms in life.
I'm sorry?
To hold the arms.
No.
Nah, three came.
3?
They said 3.
Who said 3?
3 Yamadutas, 4 Vishnu Dutas.
Oh, 3 Yamadutas. But why did 4 Vishnu Dutas come?
I know the answer.
What?
Do you know the answer?
Because Narayana.
No.
Of course, the one syllable.
That's not the answer. Prabhupada has explained that. Manasa vacha karmana, by mind, words and
This is
actions.
for the Yamadutas. We're talking about the Vishnu Dutas. 4
Oh.
Vishnu Dutas came.
Narayana.
Okay, okay. I was telling about 3 Yamadutas.
Oh, because they committed sins by
Manasa,
he committed
mind,
sins by mind,
words and
words,
actions.
and action.
It is written in that purport.
Great. Thank you for that.
Can you read that?
Oh, where?
In Ajamilas.
But it's not telling the story yet.
No, in Ajamilas past time.
Yeah, but we didn't get there yet.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't even begun yet. We're just introducing it. But we did hear that Prabhupada said. Therefore, before one's next death comes, as long as one's body is strong enough, one should quickly adopt the process of atonement according to Shastra. Otherwise, one's time will be lost. And I see a clock there, so I'm going to stop here because I want Tirthapad Prabhu to share his experiences in Vrindavan and other holy places, Mayapur.
I think everyone wants to hear Bhagavatam.
No, but they will hear it tomorrow. You got away with it last trip, you're not getting away with it this year, I'm so sorry. But I was going to say something. Oh, what is-
Is there time for one?
Oh, that's right. There was a, Prabhupada asked, what time is it? And they said it's such and such a time, 7:30. He said, so 7:30 will never come back. You'll never be able to get back 7:30. So if you haven't used it in Krishna consciousness, you can't buy it back with millions of dollars. What's the good question?
Jagannath on the altar is in Vrindavan. Should we be thinking of the pastime then of when
No,
Krishna
Jagannath on the altar is not in Vrindavan.
on our altar?
I know, but he's leaving with Radhika.
Oh, okay.
She's going to take him on different preaching events that she's going to in California and elsewhere.
Okay.
But she did ask Srila Bhakti again, Parvati Goswami Maharaj, because she has 3 big Jagannath deities in her house in California that was given to her by Premananda Prabhu, because they were, every so many years they make a new Jagannath. So she was given by him the old Jagannath.
Whoa.
So anyway, she's very attached to Jagannath. And so she's taking it. But when she asked Srila Bharati Maharaj, how should she think of her Jagannath when she's worshipping, he said you should think of him as Brajendra Nandan Shamasundar and Baladev as Guru Tattva and Subhadra as Yogamaya. But yeah.
Is it possible to ask question? One more question regarding the list of qualities that one
Can you
should
give her the mic?
Regarding so regarding the list of qualities one should have for initiation, should one already have them, or during initiation they are being purified?
Srila Prabhupada gave the, I don't know how I can remember these things of Prabhupada, which I haven't heard for so many years. It's definitely their mercy. Because I'll never be thinking about it, but then when you ask, it pops up by their mercy. But now I forgot it again. What was the question? Prabhupada said, in ordinary mundane, Hare Krishna, in ordinary mundane life, you have to go through all the schooling if you want to be a judge. You have to go through all the schooling and then become a lawyer and take training in that, and then you can sit on the judge's bench. In Krishna consciousness, first you sit on the judge's bench, and then all the qualifications come. There are certain regulations that you have to already do, like no meat eating, no illicit sex, gambling, intoxicants, and the willingness to chant 16 rounds, and what else? No coffee, tea, cigarettes, and garlic and onions. Those are imperative for taking initiation. Prabhupada said in 1969 in Boston that there are so many rules and regulations because either me or my god sister asked, if you're in the kitchen and you touch your cloth, your clothing, while cooking, do you have to wash your hands before you again touch the utensils or the bhoga? And he said, if your clothes are clean, then you don't have to wash your hands first. And if your clothes are not clean, you shouldn't be in the kitchen. And then he said, there are so many rules and regulations that if I tell you them, you would faint. So I'm telling you something now, and in the meantime, before you learn the new ones, you can make up the balance by chanting Hare Krishna. Okay, so just like Gurudev told us, no carrots, don't take carrots. But Prabhupada taught the devotees how to make carrot halwa. So Gurudev said he was making a concession because you were all new and didn't have a society to fall back on. Everyone was new from the material world. So he gave some things and then some things and then some things. So, okay, now I'm calling on the one and only Tirthapartas Brahmachari. Who, can somebody give him a pillow? Everybody see him? Can everybody see him from your sitting places? He was in Mayapur with his Guru Maharaj for the Coromandala Parikrama, and then he traveled around India with him, and then finally came to Vrindavan and heard from him there, and met with Rohini Nandan Prabhu, who is, in my opinion, one of the greatest preachers in the world.
Namastrastam manumapi Sachiputram Acha Swarupam.
I didn't say that about your Gurudev because everybody already knows it.
Which one?
That he's one of the greatest.
Namastrastam manumapi Sachiputram Acha Swarupam. Rupam Tasya Grajam Urupurim Maturim Goshtavatim. Radhakundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasham. Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi. Namaste Gurudevaya Sarvasiddhi Vidaine Sarvamangala Rupaya Sarvananda Vidaine Radha Sanmukha Samsaktim Saki Sangha Nivasini Tamam Satatam Vande Guru Rupam Param Sakim.
Can I interrupt for a second? If you wonder where these prayers came from that he just said, they're in the Mangalacharana section of the songbook.
Additional prayers.
Additional prayers.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I offer my humble, respectful obeisances unto my Guru Padma. Om Vishnu Pada Stotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, simultaneously to my Shiksha Guru Devi, Shri Srimati Syamarani Devi, to my Param Guru Dev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and to all Rupani Guru Varga, and to all the assembled devotees, please accept my Hare Krishna. So it's very nice to be back here in Miami, which is also Abhinna Vrindavan Dham. Abhinna means non-different from the holy abode. Why? Because Sadhu Sangha is the reason we go to the Dham actually. That's the main reason we go to the Dham, is to associate and hear Harikatha. Otherwise, if we go to the Dham, we see, oh, nice pani podi and nice kachori and sweet laddu and
Monkey
paws, monkeys stealing your glasses, everything like this. Otherwise, we're only seeing Drishtaman Prakash like this. So actually, how to take darshan of the holy abode is through the ears, hearing the Harikatha, holding it within the heart, taking the Harikatha and using it in your personal practice in the heart, chanting, remembering these pastimes of the Lord, why the Lord appears in the different abodes. So first I went to Navadvip Dham. This is Abhinna Vrindavan Dham, or Gupta Vrindavan, hidden Vrindavan. So it's the appearance place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu is said to be the Prem Purushottam avatar of Krishna. Though he's non-different from Krishna himself. Krishna is the Leela avatar, and so he performed many sweet pastimes to nourish his devotees in Vrindavan. But how to enter these pastimes? One must be very qualified. Not everyone can enter these pastimes. Even the Munis did so many hard austerities in the forest of Danyakaranya in Treta Yuga, where Ramchandra appeared. And so for thousands of years they're chanting this Gopal mantra that we all have received also. Not all, but most have received. And they were chanting this mantra in hopes to attain Gopi Bhav, to attain the mood of conjugal love with Krishna. And so when they saw Ramchandra in the Dandakaranya forest, they saw and knew, oh, this is non-different from our Krishna. And so they wanted to meet with him. But he said, no, in this birth I have taken a vow that I only marry Sita. And so but in my upcoming birth, you will take birth as gopis.
Okay, so everybody can see that he's a great preacher, a great scholar. I want pastimes today.
Okay. So, Navadvip Dham, actually, when I was...
pastimes with your Gurudev, and then he came here, and we went there, and then he said this, and then...
Okay. So, going there, this is my third year going to Navadvip Dham. And actually, the most relishable katha for me was in the room after the parikrama. In the evening time, he would give a class from 4 p.m. And there he would enter these, like, so many deep topics of why Mahaprabhu appeared, and very, very sweet, you know. Upon his our arrival in Keshavji Gaudiya Math, he's now the Acharya of IGBT.
He is?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, wow.
And so the big procession brought to his room, and they sang such beautiful Guru Arti, and yeah, so much celebration there. And yeah, I was remembering this morning all
What's
this.
the IGVT?
International Gaudiya Vedanta Trust. It's like this new institution. Anyways.
It's not new. It's old.
Yeah. So I was remembering this morning all the Samadhi mandirs of Navadvip Dham. Actually, this is a very prominent thing. Our my Param Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, his Samadhi Mandir is in the Keshavji Gaudiya Math, where we all reside in Koladreep. And it's a very special, very special temple that's built there. It's right in the center of all the islands, so you can access the parikrama very easily. So it's very blessed parikrama this year. And I'll go through the Samadhi Mandirs. I was remembering this morning. So from Keshavji Gaudiya Math, only 20-minute walk is Devananda Gaudiya Math, which is the place established by Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. And also the Samadhi Mandir of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj is here next to Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. And also when you go up to the room of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, there's one of his sevaks still residing there, almost 90 years old now. And he sits doing his bhajan in the room of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. And any guest that comes, he places the shoes of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj on the head of all the devotees that come and see him in a very sweet mood, Bengali mood. And actually, the Bengali mood is so sweet, you know. It's a very special, blessed place. Mahaprabhu especially imbued mercy in this place. Why? Because of the pastimes with Sachimata also. This is very prominent. It's something that I actually was talking with my godbrother about, and he lived in Navadvip for many years. And he said that because of the mothers, it's like such a prominent culture, this motherly culture. And so the special mercy is there as to why the society is so sweet, you know, so much purity, is because the mothers are worshipped there like this. And so something I just wanted to point out. Then I'll move to Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. When you cross the Ganga, you arrive there in the Samadhi Mandir of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Very special temple.
Can you make it more like we arrived there? Like your own personal experiences?
I'm going there. So then, yeah. It's just, it's not in order because...
It doesn't have to be.
Okay, so we arrived in the Samadhi Mandir of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, which is next to Sri Chaitanya Math. And if you continue, you actually, just before there is Gopinath Gaudiya Math, also the Math of Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. This parikrama, because our party was so big, we just kind of passed all the places, but I was fortunate enough to enter these places.
How many people were on it?
Thousands, I think 10,000, yeah. Very large party, very, very large. I think one of the largest in all the whole Dham. So then we arrived at the Sri Chaitanya Math, and there is the Samadhi Mandir of Srila Bhakti Doit Madhav Goswami Maharaj, who is the guru of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, as well as Srila Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj's Samadhi is next to there as well. Very, very beautiful. Now they built this lotus building. Very, very beautiful. All white, very, very beautiful next to Sri Chaitanya.
You said that your Guru Maharaj kept you right next to him the whole time?
Not in Navadvip. It's harder to be next to him. And I was playing Mridanga and training Kirtan, but later then I was closer. It's just Navadvip is so much I can't even cover.
You have to be running the whole time if you want to be able to.
But so much to cover actually in Navadvip. I'm just trying to remember some main places like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Samadhi is there also, and I'm trying to remember one pastime. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he sang. I remember some recounts that he, when Srila Prabhupada was being placed in Samadhi, and all the devotees there, so much weeping, and he was, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj was heading up the Samadhi installation, and Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj was singing Shirupa Manjari Pada and a few other bhajan.
Can you jump quickly to the other cities that
Yeah.
you went?
So then, also I got the fortune to go to Sridhar Angan. The Parikrama party doesn't go, but it's past Chand.
The banana place?
Yeah, it's past Chandkazi Samadhi. You go Chandkazi Samadhi, then you go to
Near the Jagannath.
Jagannath Temple, Rajpur Jagannath, and there you pass these mango trees in the mango field, and you have to go to like into this field, and there's Kolavecha Sridhar Angan, this small hut where Mahaprabhu and his associates, after defeating Chandkazi, they took the Parikrama party during Nam Sankirtan to rest at this place. It's also called Vishram Stall. And so this place of Sridhar Angan, Mahaprabhu came himself to this hut.
He would always steal bananas from the shop.
Yeah, that's a whole pastime. So many sweet pastimes with Mahaprabhu in this Kolavecha Sridhar. But he was a very, very poor Brahmana, and Mahaprabhu would always come and steal the fruits and vegetables from his little fruit hut, and so many nice corals there. Anyways, he came to the Sridhar Angan and he drank from this dirty water pot. You know, he wanted to offer. Actually, in Bengal, it's customary. Anybody that enters your home, they cannot leave hungry or thirsty. And actually, if it's a sadhu, you must wash their feet. So I guess I'll transition to the next topic, which is West Bengal Prachar. My Gurudev was many villages going, and every single house is so ecstatically blowing conch shells and singing kirtan and bringing Gurudev into the home, washing his feet. I mean, he probably got his feet washed like 50 times when we were in Bengal, and always feeding us. Every single house you get fed everything, fruits, nuts, even whole meals, and you have to take something. This is the thing. So you're like dying, and it's very hot and crazy, but I was fortunate enough to play Mridanga. Only four or five of us were going in the party with him, with two other sannyasis, Srila Bhaktivedanta Shanta Maharaj and Srila Bhaktivedanta Paramahamsa Maharaj, both Bengali preachers.
You were one
there.
of the few that he brought?
Yeah, to play Mridanga. I was just tagging along. So that was very, very merciful and nice. I wanted to mention South India after Navadvip. After Navadvip Dham, we immediately flew to Tirupati, near Tirupati, South India, Hyderabad to Tirupati. Then we took a bus, 45-person bus, two buses, about 89 people in total, going on the whole South India trek in only 1 week. We went to many darshans I listed here, and I'll try to remember as best I can the pastimes and my Gurudev spoke. And the first place we went to was Ahobilam, it's called. It's a place actually where Hiranyakashipu was slaughtered by Sri Nishringa Bhagavan. This is the exact place. And so there's actually, you can see there the beautiful mountains there. And you're in this like cliff area, and actually this was the castle of Hiranyakashipu. And so there's the big pillar of where Nishringadev actually came out of this pillar. And it's like part of the mountain, because actually back in that time in Satya Yuga, my Gurudev was explaining that the people were much taller, like I think over 20 feet, no, 4 human lengths that we are now. So very tall. And so the castle there is, and Hiranyakashipu also is very big in stature, and the Nishringadev even bigger in stature. So this mountain is very beautiful where he appeared. And there's different altars of Nishringadev there. Ugra Nishringa is the one near the pillar. And there actually the pillar is where Mahaprabhu himself would take darshan, and there's his Padatirtha is also there, like a Murti of Mahaprabhu's.
So basically you went to the same places that Mahaprabhu went
Yes, every single place we went to was described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, according to his journey and how he arrived.
Like chapter 9.
So he would actually go to these places, even in ecstatic love of God, chanting the holy names and taking darshan of Nishringadev and all these pastimes. And after that, we went to Venkateshwar Balaji. This is the famous Balaji temple, Venkateshwar in Tirupati. It's up in the mountains, such beautiful, beautiful drive. And
Is that the one where he's lying down?
no, not this one. That he's like, yeah, he's forearm form, very, very opulent. And darshan was absolutely incredible. Even though you wait like I think over 4 hours we waited, and you go through many different places and halls and lines, and you sit in place. And we took the prasad that they gave. It was so amazing. And then we end up at the darshan site, the amazing, beautiful temple. Even there was like gold on the top of the dome of the temple. And I was so fortunate. I got like solid 30-second darshan of Venkateshwar Apology. Very, very beautiful darshan. It's literally like Vaikuntha. When you look in there, you just feel like, oh, this is non-different from Vaikuntha. It's a literal portal to Vaikuntha. So there he's being worshipped very opulently, and like in the altar room is complete gold. The gold all over him also. It's a very opulent place.
Can I just add one thing for the people who are new? This like particular. Oh, actually, I'm going to ask you. Can I add something?
You're already talking, though.
This is like the wealthiest deity in the world. This is like every billionaire gives $1 million rupees to him like every year. It's like beyond opulent.
It's actually a whole entire city on the top of this mountain, all surrounding the Takraji. Quite amazing place. Yeah, it's like a mountain in the, or it's like a city in the sky. Like Vaikuntha is there literally. It's an amazing place. Then after that we went to Sri Perumbudur, which is actually the birthplace of Sri Ramanujacharya. I won't tell them about Ramanujacharya pastime. And then that was also a very beautiful place. And then we went to Kanchipuram. It's called the City of Temples. So there, it's actually a city encased within the different sections of the temples. So there's like, I think, I may be mistaken, you might know much better than me, like 6 gates or 8 gates leading to the main temple of Kanchipuram. And then, there is also
They have 2 Kanchi. One is Shiva Kanchi, other is Vishnu Kanchi.
Vishnu Kanchi. So we went to Vishnu Kanchi there. Yeah. And then also very beautiful darshan there. And then after we went to Srirangam. This is one of the main places where Mahaprabhu actually stayed in South India.
And you travel from city to city by bus?
Yes, by bus So we go in the morning to the darshan, then we travel all day after, and then stay in a hotel the night, then wake up in the morning, go for darshan, then again, same cycle every single day for 8 days about. It was quite intense, but it's very amazing and merciful. Going to the Padatirthas of Mahaprabhu. This was actually the main reason my Gurudev was explaining why we're coming here, to remember Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Yes, we're taking darshan, but we're also taking darshan in what mood? Like we're seeing, okay, this is so opulent mood, everything like this. But I was relating with some devotees like, oh, little Gopal, he's playing so nicely. He's collecting so much money from the people in this Tirupati. He's like almost like a joke, because we just see him as sweet, sweet Gopal, eating ladus and stealing butter. So this is our mood. Mahaprabhu's mood is absorbed in the bhava of Srimati Radhika, taking darshan of Krishna in this mood.
Can you transition to Vrindavan?
Almost. I have two more places. So in Sri Rangam, Mahaprabhu stayed for 4 months there. And then after we went to Rameshwaram, which is the beautiful Shiv Mandir where Ramchandra himself worshipped Shiva, showing that actually without Shivji's mercy, Vaishnavam Yata Shambhu, utmost Vaishnava, we cannot attain bhakti. Even Lord Ramchandra himself is worshipping Rameshwaram, but we're also worshipping in the mood of Gopeshwar Mahadev. Anyways, then we went to Adi Keshav, very beautiful temple there, and there's actually a river at the bottom of this temple where Mahaprabhu himself bathed, and here he discovered Brahma Samhita. in this temple, Adi Keshav. One of the most beautiful darshans, I think. Such a simple temple, and there, Keshav, you can come so close to him, and he's lying there in beautiful form. I don't even know how these talkers manifest. It's like incredible. Then the last place was Ananta Padmanabh, which is a famous Ananta Padmanabh temple, also one of the richest, if not, I think, more wealthy than the Tirupati, actually. So this place, very, very, very beautiful temple. So many engravings there. Anyway, I'll go now to, after that we flew to Kashinagar for the Bhagavat Saptaha, which actually was the main West Bengal Prachar was there. And then after we went to Nainital, which was the place where, so during Sati Devi's immolation, when Shiva was very upset from her immolation due to the Daksha, the offenses of Daksha, her father, then she decided to self-immolate. And when Shiva discovered this, he was very, very angry and started to do his dance to destroy the whole universe. And at this time, Vishnu himself, he threw the Sudarshan Chakra, cutting up the body of Sati in 51 pieces, showing Shivji that actually this body is just not material, but temporary, and that she will take birth again as your wife.
How would they chop up a body that was already ashes, emulated?
I don't remember exactly, but I know that it was chopped up 51 times. I don't know. It was like she died and then, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I wish I could see the past. Then, actually, this place in the very, very beautiful mountains of Uttarakhand is where her eyes fell. That's why it's called Nainital, the place of her Naina. And so Naina Devi is there, and also Radha Krishna deities, and also big Hanumanji is there, also very amazing Hanuman. I have some pictures also. And then after that, I went to Vrindavan. And to finish off the tour, my Gurudev, he left for Russia after Delhi. He didn't go to Vrindavan, but I decided to go with some of my godbrothers to Vrindavan. There I took darshan, actually the first day of Gopeshwar Mahadev, because as soon as we enter the Dham, we must go to Gopeshwar, beg for his mercy to enter the abode. There I actually got to bathe him in the evening time. It was very beautiful. And then all the Goswami temples, Radha Gopinath, Radha Damodar, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Raman, Govinda Dev, Shringarvat, Vamshivat, very, very beautiful. Seva Kunj is also there, where the original painting by Her Grace is there. In the temple of Rup Sanatan, which is actually the heart of Vrindavan, is this temple. Srila Gurudev said, this Rup Sanatan temple. Many brahmacharis there doing such sweet service and sweet bhajans headed by Sri Parameshwari Prabhu. And yeah, I was very fortunate to just even be there, and also got to meet with few senior devotees. I was walking to a Mridanga shop, and I walk in and Kishore Mohan Prabhu is standing there shopping for his upcoming tour. And so it was nice to speak with him for some time. And then I got to meet with Vrindavan Vilasini Didi.
How was that?
Very, very special. She's so right is a good word.
Mature?
Mature, yeah. And like her mood is so deep, nice mood. And
did she tell you anything special?
Huh?
I want to hear about your meeting with Rohini Nandan Prabhu.
Yeah, so I met with Rohini Nandan Prabhu. He's one of the greatest college preachers in the world, and he gave some really nice advice. Maybe I'll sit down with you all after and we'll discuss more in detail. But yeah, he gave some nice personal instruction to me also, and he really encouraged that a few of us come visit for 1 month, and come to all of his college programs. To do like 4 in a month sometimes, so it's very nice. And he gave, actually how he taught me was by example, like just share, like, he shows these AI slides, and it's like of a fish, in a bed, like it's being like, like nurtured, and like being fed all this opulent food.
Kadavar just showed that in his.
Yeah, you did. Very nice, huh? It's like completely creepy, but.
Yes, on Tuesday.
Huh?
We have an extended version of his meeting with Vinanda on
Okay.
Tuesday.
And the site, yeah, the site has a lot of color fest things to do with the devotees.
Anyways,
They don't wanna
We're
have
meeting
a-
at 11.
okay. Sorry.
Meeting at
very-
11.
Color Fest meeting at 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, after breakfast.
So it was a very nice experience traveling in my Guru Maharaj. I can see all the devotees have so much nishta in his Harikatha and his mood. And so I pray for a sprinkle drop of that. He kept me close, but also mosquitoes are close. So many are associating from a distance, and I pray that I can associate with me
Did you get it?
and get some sadhu sangha.
He meant that he was like a mosquito, just causing trouble and not really getting the nectar. Thank you, that was excellent. I wonder if you could make a audio of everything that you heard from Rohinanda before you forget.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is actually examples, and then the rest was just personal instructions. Like, he just told, like, how we should preach, in the colleges. Very important to first convince the administration.
Yeah, all of that stuff,
Yeah.
if you could put that.
Okay.
Because Prabhupada said in Kali Yuga, to remember means to remember to write it down.
Yeah.
Gaur Premanande. Panchikopa Chudasya, Pradipano Pavadi Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. And many of the places that he mentioned, particularly in Mayapur and Vrindavan, my mind went there because I've been there.
Yeah.
And I know most of you haven't, and there's a lot of names.
Oh, I highly encourage everyone to go.
So,
Must
yeah.
go, Vrindavan.
I
Let's
highly
go Navadvip.
encourage everyone to go.
And I wanted to mention that Navadvip is must
A must.
go.
Let's quickly take breakfast,